I've identified a few of my own, what I call critical success factors that work for me in my supervision. So first is creating psychological safety. This is the parallel is rapport building in coaching. So we know, anyone who's ever read anything by Brené Brown will know that shame is a thing. Okay, it's hard to be vulnerable. 50% of coaches and supervisees experience shame or embarrassment that they didn't take to supervision. This is from some research that was done actually by Eric DeHaan, and he included it in his work. And then 84% of supervisees withheld information from their supervisors. And I'm assuming that if they withheld information that it would have been helpful for them to have discussed with their supervisor, then that's what that means. So I know that supervisees won't share everything. I get that. But what I'm trying to do is create an environment where it is okay to open up as much as you can. Because when we share and we're curious about things that perhaps haven't gone so well, that's when we learn. I think it's really important to respect different theoretical and psychological approaches. So many of us here will have trained and qualified with Management Futures, so we'll be really hot on asking open questions, avoiding why questions, taking minimal notes. But as I've gone through my career, I've developed and learned from other approaches, and just last week I finished a course on acceptance and commitment coaching. And so it's not productive for me if I'm working with a supervisee to say, that's wrong. You asked a why question. We don't do that. I'm more likely to say, oh, I noticed that you did that. What was the intention behind that? Because we can have a discussion about whether it was helpful or not in that situation. And I often learn from my supervisees as well. And context, if you've been coaching for any period of time, then you will have probably come across the seven-eyed model of supervision, and we are going to be looking at that in a moment. And context is part of that seven-eyed model, looking at what's going on around this coaching relationship, both the organisation, the individual's home life. And I also think it's important to think really broadly about context. So, how is this individual socialised? What's their socioeconomic background? How might this be playing into what's happening for them that they're not aware of?